Hello, hello. It is 5:37 p.m. Monday, August 9th, 2021, and here I am just wrapping up some business for today and felt called to record this video here today to answer a question that several people who come into contact with me recognize. I use the term make today great with an exclamation point. Not a period, an exclamation point. It's important. What does make today great mean? Well, to me, it's a philosophy. To me, it's something that the genesis of it, where it came to be, was years ago in the early 1990s. I heard of a gentleman named Zig Ziglar, and Zig was hugely inspiring to me. The words that Zig spoke to my heart and helped me recognize my past didn't have to be my future. I could set big goals and put plans and processes in place to turn those goals into reality. Karen, how you doing? Good to see you here. And Zig had a tagline, see you at the top. See you at the top. So he'd end his speeches with see you at the top. He'd end his books and incorporate it in all of his training, see you at the top. And a long time ago, I was like, man, that is so cool. He's got his own like ending, his own sign off. I was like, what would be my sign off if I could think of one? So in the early 1990s, I came up with Make Today Great. And I've been using it since. I sign it off, at the end of emails, at the end of letters, at the end of audio recordings, the end of video recordings. It's my sign off. Make today great. And a lot of people ask me, what does that mean? And to me, it's a philosophy. To me, it's a recognition of me being there for both my mother passing at 52 years old and my father passing at 56 years old, both diagnosed and gone within weeks of cancer. For me, having a near-death experience in 1998, their passings were my mother at 52 in 2007, my father at 56 in 2009. And mind you, they're only 17 and 19 years older than I am. They were 17 and 19 when I was born. So they were invincible to me, young, vibrant, diagnosed, and gone within weeks. And it was very sad to witness. And it was an eye opener for me. And then obviously losing grandparents and losing friends and all that throughout the years helped me recognize our time here is brief. So then in 1998, prior to them passing, I had my near death experience. I was in a car accident, had to learn to walk and talk again, woke with a respirator breathing for me, all that craziness. Fortunately, I'm here, able to think, able to speak, able to walk. So grateful for those things that many of us take for granted. And the Make Today Great philosophy really boils down to a positive interpretation that our time here is brief. So there's no fear involved, there's no worry, there's no hesitancy. It's actually the opposite. It's stepping up and stepping out of your comfort zone to make the most of every single day because one day today is gone. Like, what's spent up to 5:41 p.m. Eastern time right now. I can't change a thought, a word, or an action that's taken place. I can only control right now. And it's a continual right now. So, what does Make Today Great mean to me? It's that philosophy. It's helping people embrace the reality that we all have a terminal illness. It's called being human, period. Like all of us have a guaranteed end to this journey we call life. Like I said, not said in a pessimistic or a downer type of attitude, but in uh, a positive twist on it that I'm going to make the most of today. And if you repeat that, you're going to make the most of, one day after the next, a week, a month, a year, a decade. And looking back versus having regrets, you'll see the progress and you'll be like, wow, look at what has occurred by me choosing to make today great. Now, what does that also mean? It also reminds to me, it's a reminder of back when I was in United States Marine Corps boot camp. 3 months, Parris Island, South Carolina. It could be called hell by a lot of people, and it would probably be accurate. It's not the most fun experience to go through while you're there, but it has there's a rhyme to the reason. There's a method to the madness. There's proven psychological and practical things that go into how and why it unfolds in those 3 months. While you're in it, it feels like hell, but the drill instructors are there to do their duty to turn you into who you need to be as a Marine. And so, anyhow, when I was there, I came to the realization I can't get out of here. I'm here and I might as well make the most of it. Now, how does that translate into the real world scenario outside of boot camp, outside of the military, in daily experiences in life for the everyday average citizen? Shit doesn't always go to plan. Stuff isn't always rainbows and unicorns. It can suck very badly. And I'd mentioned boot camp. I can flash back and put myself in a time machine mentally and recognize certain corporate positions that I held. And I'm sure if there's people that have been corporate America, you're wondering, like, how did this person get to be my boss? Like, I don't even know how they tie their shoes and how they get to work. Like, this person, and if any of my bosses are watching, not speaking about you, it's other bosses, right? Like, how can this be? Like, so anyhow, I'm sure you've recognized you can be in circumstances that aren't optimal. But the make today great philosophy is this: I'm going to do my absolute best today, right here, right now. What's mine to do? I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it with all that I have. I'm going to do it with a commitment, with dedication, with putting the stamp of Tom Beal was here. And for you, here, Karen was here. Karen was here. And others that are here, put your stamp of, like, they know you must have done it because the attention to detail was there. You crossed the T's and you dotted the I's. You didn't cut corners and just try to get through it as fast as possible. You gave your all. And if I were to look back on my life, I've had what many would label as some great accomplishments and successes, but I've had many more, exponentially more, what people would label as failures. But they're, to me, lessons. And regardless if it was an accomplishment or a failure or a lesson, I can look back and assess, did I give my all, right? Because whether it was competing in sports, I was good at certain sports. If I gave my all and still didn't come out with a victory, what else could I ask for? I gave my all. But if I didn't give my all and didn't get the victory, I can, beat myself up and learn the lesson. Like, look, you didn't win because you didn't give your all. Same applies in business. Same applies in relationships. Same applies in every aspect of life. Are you giving your all? That, to me, is what Make Today Great is. So when I was in high school, I worked as a janitor. I cleaned offices. I cleaned bathrooms. I cleaned. And I didn't think that would be my life forever. But while I was in that moment, this is what's mine to do. I'm going to do it to the absolute best possibility and capability in this moment that I'm able to give. I'm going to give my all. And then through all the different jobs that I've had in my life, look, if I'm going to be doing this, I want to give my all and do my absolute best. So that's part of the Make Today Great philosophy. And on the flip side, if you're in a position, whether it's a job, whether it's an unfulfilling relationship, or circumstances in life that aren't optimal, you have your current situation. Here's what it is. Here's where I want it to be. Here's what I feel it should be and is capable of being. Well, you put that like an Uber, like, where are you starting? Where do you want to end? And then it's up to you to put the plan in place, make the proper turns and adjustments to get from where you are to where you want to be. And so situations aren't always going to be the rainbows and unicorns, the plans going amazingly well. Most likely it's the opposite. Plans don't go to plan, and it's not rainbows and unicorns. It's crap, right? Life is throwing crap at you, and it's able to say, hey, look, back to the Marine Corps analogy, no matter what you do and how well you do it, you're going to get yelled at and you're going to be demeaned. That's just part of the rules of that scenario. Well, in life has some rules. And part of that rule is, if you stay focused on where you're going, I'm here, but I'm focused on where I'm going, and you're consistent on that, you're taking the steps, one day at a time, you'll get there. But the key is to, in my perspective, using the Make Today Great philosophy is, I'm going to give it my all with excitement. I live by joy, adventure, and passion. I do things that bring me joy, adventure, passion. And even if it's something I'm not super thrilled about doing in that particular moment, I'm thrilled about the outcome. That's one of the steps to get me to that outcome. That's part of the Make Today Great philosophy. So what is Make Today Great? Taking the cards you were dealt from birth up until now, the cards you have are the cards you have. The scenarios you have are the scenarios that they are. Get out of the woulda, coulda, shoulda world. Get out of the comparing yourself to others world. In this day and time with all the different social media things, it appears like everybody is walking on water and flying through the air like Superman. It's not the case. You recognize that, right? So get out of the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Get out of the comparing yourself to others. And the only person from the Make Today Great philosophy that you will want to compare yourself to is the one looking back at you in the mirror. And the only question you want to ask yourself is, am I bringing it? Am I giving my all? When I'm doing anything, am I giving it what I'm fully capable of giving? Which is my full attention, which is all the capabilities that I have. Bring to the table and lay it all out on the table. Give your all. Because as you do with small things, aka anything, you'll do with larger things. If you're cutting corners and skating, in small things, you're going to cut corners and skate on bigger things, and that's not going to be helpful in getting you from where you are to where you want to be. So the only person you want to compare yourself to in the Make Today Great philosophy is that person looking back at you in the mirror. And am I giving all that I've got? If I'm doing this, am I doing it with all that I've got? Starting with my full focus and attention, and then bringing everything that you have to get it done at the level that only you can get it done with your unique personality, experience, and perspective. And then, am I a little bit, and then the next question you ask yourself in the mirror, am I a little bit better today than I was yesterday? And how can I be a little bit better? What can I think, say, and do that would make me a little bit better today than I was yesterday? And if you repeat that, tomorrow you'll be a little bit better than you were today. That's it. Continual progress. One step and one day at a time. That's, in essence, if I were to encapsulate it in less than 15 minutes, here we are, 12 minutes now, that's the Make Today Great philosophy. So I go out there, I try to lead by example. One of the elements of being a leader in the Marine Corps is set the example. That was actually one of my first businesses / websites way back in 2001. And I'm not perfect, far from it, but I am willing to learn the proper lessons. What did I do right? How can I do it better? What is the lesson that I learned from that failure, that what many would label a failure, what from that thing that didn't go as planned, and how can I improvise, adapt, and overcome accordingly to get from where I am to where I want to be. Everything has led us up to this moment, and it's up to us to embrace this moment. Cut the shackles of the past, what I would have and could have and should have done. I would have and could have, should have thought, spoke, or done. It is what it is. I'm here. I got the cards that I've got. How am I going to win with the cards that I've got? What can I do to give my all? And it starts with your attention. It starts with your attention and intention. Where am I and where am I going? If you're here watching this, you're on the right path. You're not caught up in all the other millions of distractions. So whether you're here live or whether you're watching this down the road, this is what it takes. This, if you study, success leaves tracks. That's the investment of your time, of your energy, of your resources that it takes to get you from where you are to where you want to be. So I'm hoping this is helpful for you. This is the tip of the iceberg. I have a podcast called Make Today Great. Imagine that. If you go to maketodaygreat.com, you'll be able to see the podcast. It's tied in with Anchor, where you can watch it on or listen to it on Spotify, through the Apple iTunes or the Google Play, all there at maketodaygreat.com. And I also created some gear. I'll have that coming in the next day or two, where I'll be wearing my Make Today Great gear, my t-shirts, etc., stickers, and all that fun stuff. So that's the Make Today Great philosophy. I hope it opens your eyes to what the heck Make Today Great is, and I encourage you to try to, as the three-word state, make today great. Chat with you soon. Until next time, go to maketodaygreat.com, listen to some of those podcast episodes, and check out the gear. Bye for now.